So I grew up in Greenwood. I was an artsy, creative kid. I had the multicolored hair, the piercings, all those kind of things, and that was 20 years ago, and those were different times than we're in right now. And I was bullied a lot. I was bullied a lot in school, and I was also bullied a lot in church. After years of going through that, I started living under this lie, that I was not accepted by anything good, like that I didn't have a place. Unfortunately, the group of people who was willing to accept me were the dropouts and the drug addicts. And so they became my new friends. I think the main thing that just kind of broke my spirit was the way things were handled in the churches that I was going to when I was young. I was picked on the same way I was being picked on in school. So during this time, I truly believed that God was my enemy, that people in church were the bad people, not me. So in 2015, I was incarcerated. I truly felt the weight of my destructive life. A fellow inmate led me in the sinner's prayer, and I accepted Jesus into my heart. I was baptized 2015 on Christmas Eve in Marion County Jail. I was released February of 2016, and unfortunately I went right back to the things that I was doing before. I hadn't fully surrendered. I didn't even know really what that looked like. That's when I started to spiral more than I had ever before in my life, and I had reached a low that I had never gotten to before. And I knew in my mind that the next time I encountered police, it would be the last time. I knew that I was either going to serve a long sentence for the things that I was doing, or they were gonna have to kill me. I was living in a drug house, and I felt this impression on my spirit. It was like a message, and it was very clear in what it was saying. It was, get up and leave while you still can. I called my family and asked them if they would come and get me, and they did with no questions asked. I remember sleeping for what seemed like days. When I woke up, I was confused. I really didn't even remember how I got to my family's house, and I picked my phone up because I was gonna head back out. And when I checked my phone, I realized that the police had been involved in the house that I was living in, and most of the people that I was there with had been arrested. That voice saved my life. And that was the moment where I completely surrendered. And that was in 2018, and I haven't looked back. I started coming to Emmanuel shortly after surrendering, and I knew this was home. And God has actually blown my mind more than any amount of drugs ever could. I'm a leader at the Celebrate Recovery here at the Greenwood campus. I'm part of a ministry called 148, where we provide Bible studies, workouts, and worships with people struggling with homelessness and people in prison reentry programs. I remember Cody once saying on one of his messages, "Choose your heart." And that message really imprinted on me, because each day I do have a choice. I can either choose the path that goes to destruction that I've been down so many times, or I can choose this new and challenging path that leads to life and leads to life abundantly. My hope is that my story will inspire somebody else who feels like they're too far gone, that they can't make it, that there's no place for them, that God absolutely loves you. And if you're alive and breathing, you have a purpose.